Okay, good morning and welcome to this morning edition of Shulchan Aruch Yomi. Today we are learning Siman Nun Vav 56, Din Aniyas HaKadosh Al Yedei Akal. Kaddish, is there a makor for even saying Kaddish? Not clear from this Siman. I thought there should be a makor, but there's no makor. Let's start. 5 Sifim. Aleph, Yesh L'chav Aniyas HaKadosh. You have to have kavana to know, right? This is a Gemara in Shabbos Kuf Yutet that Kol Ona Amen Yehishmei Rabba Mevarech the Kol Kolcho Korin Lo Gzardino. Right? If you answer Yehishmei Rabba Mevarech with all your might. So there's two explanations. Rashi says you have to have kavana. Tosa says you should say it really loud. Say your Yehishmei Rabba, and they say Amen. The Gemara says over there also. When you say Amen Kol Kolcho Yehishmei Rabba Kol Kolcho, they rip up your Gzar Din of 70 years. Pretty obviously a good thing. So you should Mechavim Aniyas HaKadosh. You have to have kavana. We'll see. This simple explanation just means the explanation of the words. Hagav Aliyavsik Ben Hishmei Rabba. The Ramah says the Mavarech. When you say Yehishmei Rabba, when you answer Yehishmei Rabba, when the Chazan says Yehishmei Rabba Mavarech, there should be no hefsek in these words Yehishmei Rabba Mavarech. So he brings in the parentheses. I go to Shri B'Shem Or Zerua Kasel Ve'er Sharishon Liyavsik Ben Shmal Rabba. The emphasis of this halacha is you should say Yehishmei Rabba, don't say Yehishmei Rabba, right? Because he understands Yehishmei Rabba, right? The great name, not that Hashem's name should be blessed abundantly. The Ri holds, no, it's the opposite. Yehishmei, then you can be mafsik. Rabba l'mavarech, right? His name should be greatly, abundantly praised. The line is also b'kol ram. You should answer it like Tosa's explanation. You should answer it loud, scream it out. You should even run through the streets. You know, I know they have in Israel in the Haredi world. You know, they have this thing called Kol Haba, which is like a musical competition. It's like a takeoff, you know, The Voice or one of these shows in America. They also have, the Haredi Olympics over here, and they have a sprint. It's called a dash, the 40-yard dash, right? Who can do the 40-yard dash faster, right? And the goal is you have chazanim lined up at the end of the 40-yard mark, and they're all in the middle of saying Kaddish, with a minion, of course. They're saying Kaddish, and that's how they get the Haredim to run faster, 40-yard dash. Some Haredim even run faster than, I think Deion Sanders is one of the fastest 40-yard dash time, 4.2 something. So there's been even a couple of Haredim who run faster. They're in the threes already, the 3.9, 3.8. Like this halacha, you have to run, dash, 40-yard dash, Some of the Haredim, they asked the interviewers, they asked them on Con 12 News over here, they asked them, you going to enter the NFL draft? They said, did they say Yehishmei Rabba in the locker room? They answered they have mincha in the locker room. So there's talk, Roger Goodell is talking about maybe instituting mincha services, because, Sunday afternoon games, the game, you start a 1 o'clock game, the winters are pretty short there, you might miss mincha. So he's working on it to accommodate the Haredi Kehila, the Jew, the from Kehila, for the Jew Orthodox Kehila, to make sure that they have a mincha minyan in the locker room at halftime for the 1 o'clock games. And maybe also for Marav during the 4 o'clock games or the night games, because you might miss the shtibel, the minion factory at the, what's that place on Avenue N called? I have the one, what's that minion factory called? Landos. All right. I'm joking. Chas v'shalom, to compare the Havdil Elef Alfei Alafim. You should run to here. Where is the source for this? The Zohar. The Zohar says you should run to hear Kaddish. Hagav yesh lamok she'onin Kaddish v'chol darash v'gdush. You have to stand. Now, it's talking about Yehishmei Rabba is supposed to stand. Some say you should stand till the end. Even if he didn't hear the Shliach Tzibur say the words, and he just hears everyone answering Yehishmei Rabba, you should join in. After they say Yehishmei Rabba, he also repeats Yehishmei Rabba. This is a minhag that we don't do. The Gemara says, the Shabru says, when the Chazan says Yisgadal, you're supposed to say Yisgadal Koach. This pasuk, we don't say that. Beis Shliach Tzibur Omer Yisbarach He says Yispara Kol Ham On Achara Kol Am On Amen. Everyone answers Amen. King Omer Baruch Hu. You also say Amen. King Omer Vimru Amen. You say Amen. Lo Nagul Omar Amen. Ramah says Achar Yisbarach V'lo Achar Brichu. Not after Yisbarach, and after Brichu you say Brichu. You answer the same thing. Lo Yafsik Ben Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Brachasa. You shouldn't really stop between these two phrases, and the Mishnah Berurah says that's not true. The opposite is true. You should stop. Gimel ha'onin la'almei almaya belvad to'emhem ki asher lahafrid ben almaya li'yisbarach. Ha'onin ad la'almei almaya, right? When you say heshmei rab mevarach olam almaya, right? You're supposed to say li'yisbarach. When you answer it, you're supposed to say yisbarach. Our minhag is not to say. We just the Gemara says you just say almaya. It's a new thing, Yisbarach. He says, if you want, you can say Yisbarach after, but you should stop between Almaya and Yisbarach. They're two separate things. The Vilna Gaon says, Dalit, Omer HaChazan Yizgadol. Some people see you do this. I've been a Chazan a number of times. I don't do this. I didn't really know this halacha, but the Chazan is supposed to. I have some from Chazanim I actually see do this. They bend down when they say Yizgadol. You're supposed to bend down. Yisbarach, Bow down a lot, like not fully bowed down, just push your head a little forward. Hey, this I do after you take 3 steps back and and then you're done with Kaddish. So there isn't a core for Kaddish in the Gemara. The Gemara says Yehesh Rabba. You're supposed to say B'chol Kocho Kaddish. Some people take it very seriously. Some people don't take it very seriously. People who are saying Kaddish for a dead person take this very seriously. Baruch Hashem, in Hara, I haven't had to say this for one of my Zion Krovim. But I see the minhag in the world, especially I think more in like the modern Orthodox world and the Tilumi world, where they're very, very makbid about saying Kaddish for niftar, for a dead person. I think my mother even said Kaddish for her mother. And a lot of Rabbanim in the modern Orthodox world allow women to say it if they have no one else to say it. If there's no man to say it, the Kaddish. Because my mother died, her brother already passed away before her mother passed away. So she said, I think my father also said it, his son-in-law. Seems to be like a very sacrosanct thing to say Kaddish. As the Mishnah Berurah mentioned, you're really giving an aliyah to Shama in certain ways. You're saving the person from Dina Shal Gehenim. To me, I don't really understand how that works. I don't believe there's a Gemara that says if you're saving people by saying Kaddish from Gehenim, maybe it's a Zohar or says something like that. I don't know why there's such a special allegiance that people feel they have to do this and they can't miss even 1 minute. People talk about how they'll do anything. They'll alter their vacation plans, they'll alter their schedules, their work schedules, just to make sure they come to a meeting to say Kaddish for that loved one. For a parent, you have to say it for a whole year, and other people for 30 days. And a Yortzeit, of course, to say Kaddish. So hopefully I should never know that. But I don't really understand why people are so careful about this. Maybe there's something I don't know about what goes on after life. I don't know what goes on after life. This is the first time I'm living, as far as I know. So I don't know what goes after life, but I'm sure there are people that probably do, like Gilgulim, and people, I'm thinking about Gilgulim and Zohar. I'm telling you, Zohar is crazy. I believe in Gilgulim. I believe that people reincarnation. I think a lot of religions believe in this. It's a basic fundamental principle in Buddhism, Hinduism. They talk about reincarnation. These things, if people weren't to talk about them, I believe they're probably in the world in some form or fashion. People get reincarnated as other human beings, as a phone. I don't know, a stender. I don't know. Maybe they do. I have no idea. But it seems to me there's a lot that goes on after death that maybe we don't want to know about. So I leave it. The fact that the whole world is very makbid on saying Kaddish, there's obviously something to it. I don't know what there is to it, but it's obviously a very special thing. So those who are saying Kaddish, I guess keep on saying it. And Hopefully, I should never understand exactly why people treat it so seriously. See you in Shulchan Aruch coming up next.